Darkinjung Local Aboriginal Land Council is considered the richest in the network.
Fortunately for Darkinjung, it's 15 years this year since it sold a parcel of land now known as Magenta Shores. And it sold that land for $42 million.
But within 10 years, it lost almost $12 million and it went into administration.
And like any individual or any organisation that receives a significant lump sum like $42 million, we went through some pretty, the organisation went through some pretty steep learning curves.
And they learned their lesson well. Sean Gordon joined Darkinjung as its CEO almost 7 years ago, after the period of administration ended. He was tasked with increasing the wealth of the local Aboriginal Land Council. The need to grow their profits became more apparent with having to wear the costs of cleaning up country.
We've got millions of dollars worth of illegal dumping on our land, just in the North Wyong end of our, where we're a big landowner, $4 million worth of illegal dumping.
As you can see, all of this cement sheeting that's on the ground here and around through this area, that's all bonded type asbestos. It's hazardous to our health.
Unless something changes where the government are going to fund us to protect and preserve our lands, then we've got to generate income. And the income that we generate will allow us to continue to protect our cultural sites.
I've had estimated 8 to 12 tonne trucks of material being dumped at one hit. Now that contractor, that rogue operator, would have been paid handsomely to dispose of that in an environmentally friendly manner.
With the rising costs of cleaning up country coupled with a board directive not to spend below $30 million, the Land Council had to think outside the square on how to increase its profits. With the Central Coast population expected to grow rapidly over the next 20 years, the Land Council saw an opportunity in property development.
The project that we're developing right now is the Blue Haven residential development, 109 residential lot. It's already in a developed area, so it lends itself for development. Out of the 109 lots, we'll retain 10%, so we'll build 11 homes for our members. Cash asset right now, Darkinjung has a cash asset of a bit over $30 million. At the end of our development, we expect that to be up around the $35 million mark, but we'll also have 11 homes that have been built, so there'll be a major increase in our assets.
Darkinjung Planning and Development Manager Lynne Hamilton says they've lodged a number of development applications.
We also have planned a 99-lot manufactured home estate at Helikalani. And we're looking at a commercial development in Gosfordshire and possibly a retail development down in Gosford as well.
In addition to that, Sean says they've just had a land dealing approved by the New South Wales Aboriginal Land Council to build a motorsport precinct which would then be leased to Casa Park Motorsport for 60 years.
And what that does for us is generate an income over a 60-year period, but it also allows us to retain ownership of the land. The manufactured home estate as well, it allows us to retain ownership of the land whilst we'll also provide accommodation.
There is no doubt Darkinjung are leading the way for economic independence, which according to Sean Gordon is exactly what the Land Rights Act intended.
Look, in my own personal view, I think there needs to be a major paradigm shift. When land rights was established, it was a rights-based movement, and it was about getting compensation or getting land back for compensation for what was lost. But it was also about building a strong economic base. Unfortunately, I don't think the network has shifted far enough.
And he says the key to a successful land council is good governance and transparency.
What we've really focused on is strengthening our governance, our board governance, our membership governance, our internal capacity from an operational perspective. But we have a strong communication strategy. We're transparent and accountable to the whole community. So for us, governance, transparency and accountability and leadership are critical for the organisation. We don't hide anything.